My name is Mara Lewis. I am 28 years old, and my life has never been easy. I was born into a poor family, and from a very young age, I learned what responsibility means. I did not grow up with comfort, but I grew up with patience and strength. I learned to work hard and stay quiet, even when life felt heavy. Today, I work as a house cleaner in a large home 4 days a week. On the remaining days, I work part-time in a small gift shop near the bus station. The work is tiring, but it helps me survive. Every month, I save money and send most of it to my family. This gives me hope and keeps me moving forward. The large house where I work belongs to Mrs. Eleanor Gray. She is 57 years old. She has no husband and lives alone. Her face often looks tired, but her voice is gentle. She works long hours at a factory and comes home late every night. Even though her life is not easy, she never complains. My duties in her house are simple but many. I clean every room, wash dishes, cook simple meals, and keep the house in order. The house itself is big, bright, and calm. When sunlight enters through the windows, the rooms feel peaceful. I like working there because it feels safe, like a place where nothing bad should happen. Mrs. Gray has one son named Noah Gray. He is 31 years old. He does not have a stable job and often depends on others. Most of the time, he lives with friends in another part of the city. Sometimes, without warning, he comes to stay at his mother's house. When Noah visits, he usually arrives early in the morning. He sits on the sofa and watches television for hours without saying much. On warm days, he goes to the terrace and drinks beer. He does not speak much to me. He only says hello politely and then stays quiet. After Noah leaves, empty beer bottles are left everywhere. I collect them carefully and carry them down to the basement. The basement is dark, cold, and smells of old concrete. I do not like going there, but it is part of my job, and I never complain. Mrs. Gray leaves home very early every day. Sometimes, while I am cleaning, she calls me and asks, "Mara, is Noah at home? Is everything okay?" Most of the time, I answer honestly. I respect her deeply. She trusts me, pays me on time, and treats me with kindness. Before coming to this city, I lived in another country. I worked in a small bakery, waking up before sunrise every day. Life was hard, and after my divorce, it became even harder. I came here to earn money for my son. He is 5 years old and lives with my mother. I miss him every day, but I continue working for his future. One morning, while I was cleaning the kitchen, Noah entered the room. His face looked serious and tired. He asked me quietly for help. I stopped working and listened carefully. He told me he was leaving the city for a few weeks and did not want his mother to know. He said she would worry too much. He asked me to tell her that he was still at home if she called. I felt uncomfortable because I do not like lying. But he looked weak and lost, and my heart softened. After thinking for a moment, I agreed. I told myself it was only for a short time and that I was protecting his mother from stress. The next morning, I saw Noah leaving the house with a small bag. He did not look back. After he left, the house became strangely quiet. There was no television noise and no beer bottles on the terrace. Every evening, Mrs. Gray called and asked about her son. I told her everything was fine. Each time, my heart felt heavier. 2 weeks later, something unexpected happened. Mrs. Gray came home early. She looked worried and tired. She asked me directly if Noah was at home. I froze for a moment and then said he had gone out and would return soon. She did not look convinced. That same day, when I went to the basement, I noticed something strange. Some beer cases were open, and broken glass was on the floor. Someone had been there recently. Fear slowly entered my heart, but I cleaned everything and said nothing. Days passed, and the situation became worse. Mrs. Gray left food on the table for Noah every night, but every morning the food was untouched. One morning, I found the back door open. More bottles were missing from the basement. I started feeling unsafe in the house. One evening, I noticed a tall man standing near the gate. I could not see his face clearly. When I looked at him, he quickly walked away. That night, I locked the doors and could not sleep. A few days later, Mrs. Gray received a short message from an unknown number saying Noah was fine. She showed it to me with shaking hands. She did not believe the message, and neither did I. The next morning, the house looked disturbed. Drawers were open, and furniture was moved. I called Mrs. Gray immediately. When she arrived, we checked the basement together. It became clear that Noah had been hiding there. That night, Mrs. Gray waited in the living room. Late in the evening, Noah returned. He looked thin, dirty, and ashamed. He said he had no money and no place to stay. He did not want his mother to see him like this. Mrs. Gray cried and hugged her son tightly. She told him that no matter what, he was still her child. Noah looked at me and thanked me quietly for standing by him. Weeks passed, and slowly, things began to change. Noah started helping around the house. He cleaned the garden and fixed small things. After some time, he found a small job at a local store. It was not much, but it was a beginning. The house felt warm again. Mrs. Gray smiled more often, and I felt peace in my heart. I learned that kindness, patience, and honesty can slowly heal broken lives. Even simple people like me can make a difference by choosing care over silence.
Thank you so much for watching this story till the end. I hope you enjoyed it and felt its message. If you liked the story, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Your support really means a lot to me. More original stories are coming soon, so stay connected. See you in the next story. Take care and goodbye.